Did you know that the most common element in the universe is struggling to find its place on Earth? Hydrogen, sitting at the top of the periodic table, is a giant in the cosmos, yet a dwarf in our energy systems. For years, making and storing hydrogen has been neither easy nor cheap. But wait, recently a breakthrough could change that, making hydrogen a clean energy source. But how? Stay tuned till the end to discover why this hydrogen breakthrough could be the game changer we've been waiting for. Hydrogen's ubiquity. You see, hydrogen is everywhere. It's the most common element in the universe. It's also very friendly, always sticking to other elements. This makes it a great way to carry energy. Plus, it's clean. When you use it in a fuel cell with some oxygen, the only thing left over is water. That's good for the planet. But there's a catch. Hydrogen doesn't like being alone. It prefers being with other elements, like oxygen and water. To get just hydrogen, you need to put in energy and time to separate it. This process isn't very efficient. In fact, you lose more energy making hydrogen than you get from using it. About 60% of the energy is lost. People have tried to make hydrogen in different ways. There's gray hydrogen, made from fossil fuels. Then there's blue hydrogen, which is like gray, but it tries to catch the carbon before it gets into the air. And the best kind, green hydrogen, comes from clean energy like the sun and wind. We all want green hydrogen, but it's been hard to make it work well. The two main ways are using clean energy to split water into hydrogen that's called power to gas, or P2G, and changing biogas into hydrogen. But these methods have been too costly and not very good at their job. So what's new? There's a company called Hysata. They've made a special machine called a capillary-fed electrolyzer. It's a new idea that could make getting hydrogen better and cleaner. Efficient hydrogen production. Now there's a thing called polymer electrolyte membrane technology, or PEM for short. It's a way to make hydrogen, but it's not very good at it. Why? Because when you make hydrogen with PEM, you lose a lot of energy. It's like trying to hold water in your hands. Some of it always drips out. What's the big deal with this new breakthrough? A company named Hysata has made a new kind of machine that makes hydrogen. It's called a capillary-fed electrolyzer. It works a bit like a straw sucking up water. This new machine is really good at keeping the energy from getting lost. It's so good that it can save up to 98% of the energy. That's a lot better than the old machines, which only saved about 83%. Why does this matter? Well, if we can make hydrogen without wasting so much energy, it could be a game changer. It means we could use hydrogen for lots of things, like powering cars and homes without hurting the planet. And because this new machine is cheaper to run, it could make green energy more affordable for everyone. The best part is, if Hysata can make lots of these machines by 2025, we could start using this super efficient hydrogen power really soon. It's not just Hysata working on this. Other companies are too. Revolutionary membrane. Innovation. The Korean Institute of Science and Technology has made a big leap in changing this. They have created a new part for machines that make hydrogen. This part is called a membrane, and it works in a machine called an electrolyzer. Electrolyzers split water into hydrogen and oxygen. They use a special kind of membrane called PEM. This PEM lets hydrogen ions move through it to form hydrogen gas. But PEMs work in a very acidic environment, which is not good for the machine. It damages it over time. To prevent this, companies use very costly metals like platinum and titanium. To make things worse, these metals can get ruined by impurities like carbon monoxide. So companies have to spend a lot of money on these metals, which are called platinum group metals or PGMs. They act as a catalyst to speed up the reaction to make hydrogen. There is another type of membrane called AEM. It works in a less harsh environment and doesn't need expensive metals. But AEMs are not as good as PEMs. They don't last long and don't work as well. The new membrane from the Korean team is a game changer. It works 6 times better than AEMs and lasts 10 times longer. It even works 20% better than the current PEMs. They did this by making the membrane have more surface area and using materials that conduct ions well. This means more hydrogen can be made over time, and it will cost less. Electrolyzer efficiency and challenges. But what about efficiency? A new type of electrolyzer, called a capillary-fed electrolyzer, has been developed. It uses only 41 kilowatt-hours of electricity to produce 1 kilogram of hydrogen. This is much less than the 52 kilowatt-hours needed by current commercial electrolyzers. This new electrolyzer is 95% efficient, which is a lot better than the industry standard of 75% efficiency. This research isn't just a claim. It's been reviewed by other scientists and published in a respected journal, Nature Communications. Now, let's talk about the Korean Institute of Science and Technology's advancement. They've developed a new membrane for electrolyzers that outperforms the current technology. However, it doesn't last as long. PEM electrolyzers, the current standard, can last for about 50,000 hours or 6 years, while the new AEM membrane might only last for 3,000 hours. Even though AEMs are cheaper to replace, you have to do it more often, which can eat into your savings. But there's more to this membrane than just making hydrogen. It could also be used in hydrogen fuel cells, carbon capture, and even in direct ammonia fuel cells. These are all important parts of what's being called the next generation of the hydrogen industry. The goal is to make hydrogen without wasting time and energy. The more efficient the technology, the better green hydrogen compares to other renewable energy sources. But there's still the issue of cost. Hydrogen technology uses precious materials like platinum group metals and rare earth metals, which are expensive. According to the International Renewable Energy Authority, rare earth metals make up about 10% of the total cost of PEM systems. Many of these exciting new hydrogen technologies are still in the early stages. They need more money and more testing before they can be used everywhere. But companies are already planning to scale up these technologies. For example, Hysata is working on their capillary-fed electrolyzer. This hydrogen breakthrough matters because it could make hydrogen cheaper and more widely available. It could help us move away from fossil fuels and fight climate change. But there's still a lot of work to be done before this technology can be used by everyone. The future of hydrogen looks promising, and this breakthrough is an important step towards that future: cost-effective hydrogen generation. The new technology is about making big machines called electrolyzers work better. These machines use electricity to split water into hydrogen and oxygen. The new tech makes these machines more efficient and last longer. This means they can make more hydrogen with less electricity and less cost. Right now, making hydrogen costs about $5 per kilogram. But with this new technology, the cost could go down to $1.50 per kilogram. That's a huge difference. And it's not just a dream. The costs of making green hydrogen have been going down by about 50% to 60% every 5 years. This new technology could be ready for big-time use by 2025. It's designed to be simpler and cheaper to run. For example, it doesn't need special cooling or lots of extra parts. This means it's not just good for making hydrogen, but also for saving money. But this isn't the only new thing happening in hydrogen power. There are lots of new ideas and inventions coming out all the time. Some are still being tested, and some are just starting to be used. It's a sign that people are working hard to find better ways to make clean energy. This breakthrough in hydrogen technology is important because it could help us use more clean energy. We need lots of different kinds of clean energy to take care of our planet. Hydrogen could be a big part of that, especially if we can make it cheaper and cleaner. This new technology is a step in the right direction. It shows that the future of clean energy is bright and full of possibilities. And this breakthrough is also important because it could make hydrogen a more affordable and common fuel. It could help us move away from fossil fuels and towards a cleaner future. The big question now is, will this new technology deliver on its promises? Only time will tell, but the future looks bright for hydrogen fuel. So what do you think about this? Let us know in the comment section below, and if you enjoyed the video, then hit that like button and subscribe for more informative content. Meanwhile, thanks for watching. Thanks.